Now, the great thing about Django is that it has built-in support for a very simple database, which will work just like that, and that's a SQLite database. You might already have a SQLite free file in your project folder. If not, it will be created automatically as soon as you start working with that database. And that's a very simple SQL-based database, so using the SQL or SQL query language, and you don't need to install anything else to get started with that. Now, the great thing about Django is that you also don't need to know the SQL language to interact with that database. Instead, Django gives you tools that make working with the database easy. To be precise, in Django, you define so-called models, class representations of the data you'll be dealing with in your application, in your website. And then for each model, Django will automatically create a database table where you can store the concrete instances of that model, of that class. And it will give you commands to create those instances, update them, delete them, query them, order them, whatever you want, all with convenient Python methods and no SQL code, which you have to write. And I would say, to make that less abstract, let's get started right away. And let's define a simple meetup class for that. So here I'm using the default class Python feature. Now, this meetup class should inherit a base class provided by Django. And in that models.py file in my meetups app folder, I already do have this import, and we need to use this models thing here now, because on that object there, we can access the model with an uppercase M base class. And all our custom models have to inherit from this base class. Now, in that model class which you are defining, you can now add all the attributes, all the properties your model instances should have. So you can think of your model instances as objects, which you'll be working with in your code, and you can now define which properties your objects should have. For example, a meetup should definitely have a title. Hence, we can add a title attribute here. Now, to this title class variable, which we add here in the end, you now have to assign a certain value. And for that, we again use this imported models object, because on that object, we can access different values, different predefined values Django gives us. Because here's one super important thing to understand. Django will take your defined models and it will automatically create database tables in that SQLite database or any other SQL database you connected, but you get this SQLite database out of the box, and it will automatically create tables for you in that database, and it will create one table per model. So if we add our meetup model here later, as soon as we run a certain command, which we'll do in a second, Django will reach out to that database and create a meetups table in there. And then we will be able to use that meetup class in our Django, in our Python code later, to create instances, meetup instances, so meetup objects, and we'll be able to save those objects in Python. And behind the scenes, Django will then go ahead and add a new record into that meetups table which it created for us. And that's why we have to add these class variables, because with those we in the end will define which properties our meetup objects in the Python code will have later, but we also define which fields, which columns we'll have in that meetups table in the database. Django will create those columns for us, and that's why we have to tell Django which kind of values will be stored as a title and so on. Because with this class here, we don't just create a blueprint for building meetup objects in our code, but we also define the blueprint for the kind of table Django should generate for us. And this models object which we import gives us various kinds of fields which we can create, which will then be created as pre-configured columns in the database by Django. And here we could say that the title should be some standard text. And for this, you have the char field type of property, which you can set up with models.char field. With that, you're telling Django that you want to create a blueprint for a meetup where you have a title property on every object, and that should be some standard text, which is represented by this char field thing here. And behind the scenes, as I mentioned before, Django will create a table for all your meetups in that database. It will manage that for you automatically, and it will ensure that the meetups table will have a column called title where text is expected. And when using that char field, you also need to set the max length, which you do with the max length keyword argument, and you could set this to 200 characters. And with that, you will let Django know how it should configure that database table, that the title column expects text that is no longer than 200 characters. This needs to be defined in advance to optimize performance and size. And it will also matter in some other place to which I'll come back later. Some place where we can create our own data. So now with that, we're defining that we have a meetup which has a title, but that's not all I want. I also want my meetups to have a slug, and for that we actually already have a slug field built into Django, which is a field that wants some text that adheres to the slug format, so that does not have any blanks inside of it, for example. And here we can also set another keyword argument, unique equals true, to ensure that Django will verify that in our meetups table we'll never have more than one meetup with the same slug. So if we try to add a meetup into our table that has the same slug as some other meetup, it would prevent this, Django would prevent this, and it would throw an error, and that's very useful. It will also create an index behind the scenes to make querying for slugs more efficient. Now I'll also add a description here, and that should be some longer text, and for that, instead of the char field, which is for shorter text, we have the text field here. And with that, we're saying that this should store some longer text. Now for the moment, that's it. We don't have a location yet, we'll add it later, but for the moment that's it, and I'll save this file. Now with this, we defined our first model, and now we can let Django create the database structure for this model. Now for this, you first of all need to make sure that in settings PY, you did add your app to installed apps, as I did. But this is now important. You need to make sure that this was done, because we can now run a special command, if I quit that development server, that will trigger Django to create the database structure. You use the manage.py file for that, and then you first of all need to run the make migrations command. Migrations are database instructions, and with make migrations, you generate those instructions. So that's what it did here now. And just as a quick side note, you can always go to the migrations folder in your app folder, so in the meetups folder in my case, and in there you will find those created files. And it did create that 001 underscore initial py file for me. And in here you see the code generated by Django, as it clearly says here. And here we see that code which Django will execute in a next step in a second, which then will affect the database, and as you will see, which will in the end create a table. That's what create model will do here. And the model is the meetup model for which this table is created. And here you see which database fields will be added. And in the end here you see it adds this title, the slug, and the description as configured by us. And it also automatically adds an ID field, which is an auto-incrementing number ID field, which it generates out of the box. So that's what Django will do. And whilst we could edit this code, we typically shouldn't do that. We should keep those migration files the way they are. And now as a next step, we need to take these migrations, these instructions, which we did generate based on our defined models, and we need to execute them with Django so that the database is really affected and does change. As a second step, you now need to run migrate. This will now apply those migrations, so it will execute those migrations. And you see, it executed quite a bit of migrations here, because it turns out that you don't just have your own models, that was migrated as well, but also some built-in models and migrations that are related to user authentication and administration, something we'll come back to later. But with that, Django now did touch or create this db.sqlite free file and create the database in there. We can't see it here if we select this file because it's in a different format, but that file now stores this general database structure. Now we of course want to interact with that database, and we probably want to create new meetups. And for this, we'll explore another key feature baked into Django, the administration feature.